Seraphim, or the more commonly designated term angels, are a unique group of entities. Despite famous television series such as Touched by an Angel and various other forms of popular culture that promote and convey the functions of these celestial beings, the only terms we routinely hear are generally guardian and archangels. When it comes to the Holy Bible, we see the falsely identified archangel, known as Gabriel, as being the messenger for Daniel, telling the prophet about the coming Messiah, to Zechariah, who was struck as deaf and mute for not believing Gabriel with the announcement of John the Baptist, and of course, most famously for Mary, associated with their announcement of the Son of the Most High. In Islam, Gabriel is properly identified as being one of the most important angels in the Quran, for assisting Muhammad in creating such an expansive text. Fun fact, did you know that Muhammad claims to be the descendant of Abraham through his firstborn son Ishmael? Ishmael's mother Hagar was the maidservant of whom Abraham impregnated, thinking his wife Sarah could not bear him children. After casting Hagar and Ishmael out into the wilderness, an angel assisted their efforts towards finding water and indicated that God would make a great nation of Ishmael. Perhaps Islam is an example of how God follows through with their divine promises. When it comes to angels inside the Urantia Book, it not only talks about the functions of angels, but gives a comprehensive list of roles and overarching hierarchy associated with the many classifications for these majestic creatures. For the sake of brevity and not to throw too much at you in today's video, we will only talk about the angels that operate in our own local universe, being easier to understand and relate to. The realities associated with higher angelic forces are far more complex than what I'm about to present. And if you'd like to learn more detail into the many types of angels that goes beyond the scope of this video, I encourage you to check out the Urantia Book Foundation's website for further reading under paper 39 under the title Seraphic Hosts. For those of you that would like to hear my own personal story of what I believe to be a visitation and intervention by my own set of guardian angels, I would encourage you to watch my Angelic True Story video. That's right, the first surprise in today's video might be the fact that guardian angels serve in pairs due to their polarity designations. Oh, by the way, if you thought that angels were a simplified order, this video is really going to change your mind as we break a small piece away from the Urantia Book's perspective on who these remarkable entities truly are. Administrative Seraphim. The universe aids are a group of 7 unique orders, though many are unrevealed. As outlined in these papers, we will only cover 3 today that are bright and morning stars, brilliant evening stars, and archangels. The bright and morning stars are each found in every local universe, with 1 per universe. The bright and morning star of our universe is the famous Gabriel of Salvington, who serves as the chief executive of Nebadon, representing the sovereign son and his consort. For those of you that are new to this channel, those titles would be representative of Jesus Christ Michael and our universe Mother Spirit. This is important to understand since Gabriel has direct ancestry to all of the sacred Trinity, unlike his father Christ Michael that lacks the infinite spirit's lineage. In the early days of Nebadon, Gabriel worked alongside Michael and the creative spirit. As the universe grew and administrative duties increased, Gabriel received assistance from a staff of unrevealed assistants, eventually leading to the creation of the Nebadon Corps of Evening Stars. The brilliant evening stars are beings envisioned by the Melchizedeks and brought into existence by the Creator Son and the Creative Spirit. They serve as liaison officers for Gabriel, representing him in the constellations and systems of Nebadon. While Gabriel cannot be in 2 places at once, the brilliant evening stars act as his representatives, particularly during conclaves at Salvington. They also frequently serve as his personal representatives on planetary tours in special missions. The brilliant evening stars are made up of two types: created beings of dignity and ascendant spirits who have attained exalted service. At the time of the Urantia Book's publication, there were 13,641 of these super angels, with 4,832 being of created dignity and 8,809 being ascendant spirits. These beings are visible to certain spiritual and supermortal personalities. Gavalia, the firstborn of his order, oversees the brilliant evening stars, with Galantia serving as his associate. The evening stars often work in pairs, one being of created dignity and the other an ascendant spirit. They also accompany Avenal Bestowal sons and assist the Trinity Teacher sons in their work with ascending mortals. The archangels are another group of super angels, created by the Creator Son and, of course, the Universe Mother Spirit. They serve the higher purpose of ensuring creature survival and aiding the ascension of mortals. With almost 800,000 archangels in Lebanon, they are not typically under Gabriel's direction. Archangels work in partnership with other universe aids, such as the brilliant evening stars and various missions. Strangely, in our own local universe in Lebanon, a divisional headquarters of archangels is located on our planet Urantia. An unusual fact that intrigues visitors and reflects the importance of Urantia in the broader universe administration. On a more personal note, my guess is that these angels are stationed on our planet due to our probationary status after the Lucifer Rebellion. Archangels also support Avenal Bestowal sons during their planetary missions, acting as their personal aides. At the end of a dispensation, archangels are responsible for overseeing the resurrection of mortals. The archangels are also associated with the seventh group of Salvington worlds, where they maintain and preserve the personality records of all mortals. This task involves recording the lives of individuals from birth through their universe careers, until they either ascend to the superuniverse or are blotted out of recorded existence by the Ancients of Days. These worlds are essential for keeping the universe records intact between mortal death and their resurrection. Guardian angels. The Urantia Book explains the concept of guardian angels and their ministry to human beings based on intellectual and spiritual development. It asserts that certain groups of people have personal angels, which typically involves a mortal choosing to release themselves from the inertia of beastly predispositions. That can be achieved by developing a relationship with the imbued influence of the fractal of God that consistently attempts to redirect your beastly efforts as your thought adjuster. Originally, angels were assigned to specific races, but since the bestowal of Michael, they are assigned according to the individual's intelligence, spirituality, and, of course, future destiny. The human mind is divided into three categories. The first being subnormal. This group is designated for those with limited willpower or spiritual capacity who cannot comprehend God. They are assigned seraphim and cherubim for assistance at a broader scale. All right, number two, normal. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Most humans fall under this categorization, grouped into 7 categories based on spiritual progress. Seraphic ministry is provided to help these individuals along their path. Depending on your progression, you can either be assigned to a small division sharing the same guardian angels or have 2 dedicated to your direct service. All right, number 3, supernormal. These are highly spiritual individuals with great potential. Upon joining any of the Reserve Corps of Destiny or making a supreme decision with the adjuster, they are assigned a personal detail of guardian angels. As a person progresses spiritually through 7 circles, their angelic assistance increases. In the early stages, one angel with a battalion of cherubim watches over groups of 1,000 people. While in later stages, the angelic support becomes more personal and focused, eventually including a pair of seraphim dedicated to guiding the specific individual. Upon a person's death, the guardian angel conserves all essential records and the soul's Urantia entity, which is a spiritual form that evolves through the collaboration of the mortal mind and the divine adjuster. Records are kept in triplicates, including material, Urantial, and spiritual copies of such documents. When the physical life ends, the guardian angel reports the soul status to a series of commanding angels and prepares the soul for its journey to one of the mansion worlds. That is, of course, if such a spirit is qualified to be considered survival potential. If the soul does not survive, the angel must report to higher celestial authorities defending their actions, including the archangels, and is absolved of any failure related to the soul's non-survival. Afterward, the angel is reassigned to another soul or ministry. The Urantia Book further explains that guardian angels do not remain idle if their assigned souls do not immediately ascend to the mansion worlds. They continue their ministry across the universe. Upon soul resurrection, the guardian angel and the adjuster work together to reassemble the individual's personality, with the adjuster identifying the soul and the seraphim repersonalizing it. Group guardians also serve long-term, helping to reassemble souls in the mansion worlds after planetary ages end. They respond to the roll call of justice for those who fail to survive, while the adjusters of these malignant souls do not answer during their roll calls. This marks the resurrection of the unjust, acknowledging the cessation of existence of these souls. To clarify this to those that attempt to catch all the information I'm throwing your way, if you're assigned a guardian angel, you often immediately leave this planet upon death to your next planet of ascension. If you're not assigned such angels, you must wait for the rapture or dispensation of the sleeping survivors to travel to your next planet of assignment. If you're morally bankrupt or are considered an iniquitous individual, then every effort will be attempted to show mercy to such a person, with the ultimate decision of spiritual survival resting upon the Ancients of Days. Speaking of mercy, guardian angels who went astray during the Lucifer rebellion were also offered salvation. These angels are currently detained on Jerusalem until final adjudication and their duties of soul guardianship are transferred to other celestial beings, the Sekanaphim. Intriguingly, many faithful seraphim, after guiding their human wards through the ascendant journey, are able to join the Core of Finality, a group of exalted beings that serve eternally in these higher realms. These angels, by guiding mortals toward their divine destiny, secure their own high destiny as well, making the position of guardian angel a prestigious and meaningful career. Guardians of Destiny are selected from experienced seraphim who have demonstrated their qualifications for this task. All mortals who are destined for survival are assigned temporary guardians. But as they progress in spiritual development, they eventually receive permanent seraphic companions. Before reaching the mansion worlds, all ascendant mortals are permanently assigned a seraphic guardian. Currently, we as humans are designated as Series 1 mortals, primitive beings who may fail to achieve adjuster fusion. These base mortals do not automatically have personal guardian angels, but are instead cared for by group guardians. All mortals, regardless of their stage of evolution, are assisted by thought adjusters, guardian angels, and other spiritual beings as they move toward the Urantia worlds and spiritual progress after death. And of course, as a quick example of these other spiritual beings, we talked about those midwares before, right? So when it comes to midwares, the core of finality, and other topics that are discussed in this video, I actually have other videos for those as well, if you want to increase your understanding when it comes to all of this. Line Seraphim. The fourth order of seraphim is tasked with administrative duties within local systems. These seraphim, native to system capitals, are stationed on Mansion, Urantia, and inhabited planets. They are known for their exceptional administrative abilities, aiding the directors of local universe governments, particularly the affairs of system and planet management. Their service is organized as follows. Number 1, administrative assistants. These assistants are seraphim that serve as direct aides to system sovereigns, assisting in the detailed executive tasks of system headquarters. They also act as personal agents for rulers, traveling frequently between transition worlds and inhabited planets to fulfill various system-related tasks. If a planetary prince fails in their duty, these seraphim support the Melchizedek receivers and planetary authorities, as we have seen on our own planet, where a group of seraphim assists the acting Melchizedek ruler. With respect to half-truths of the statement, despite our planetary prince Caligastia being replaced by Makaventa Melchizedek as our vice-regent planetary prince, Christ Michael, through their final bestowal on our planet, is technically our current planetary prince that is actively pursuing their other universe administrative duties, leaving Makaventa in charge of our planet for now. Number 2, justice guides. These guides are angels that summarize evidence for cases concerning the eternal welfare of beings, preparing statements for tribunal hearings related to mortal survival. Their mission is to ensure justice is served with fairness and mercy, often functioning in courts for minor misunderstandings on local worlds. Though some guides were misled during the Lucifer Rebellion, they generally work to safeguard true justice. All right, number 3, interpreters of cosmic citizenship, which are seraphim who act as guides for ascending mortals on the system capital, helping them understand their new status and responsibilities as citizens. They emphasize the importance of universal government and morality, aiding in the realization of the cosmic values of loyalty, freedom, and duty. These seraphim work closely with the material sons and are vital to teaching the principles of cosmic citizenship. Number 4, quickeners of morality, which are seraphim that foster an understanding of cosmic morality by teaching cooperation, patience, and gradual progress. They help mortals learn the balance between freedom and loyalty and encourage the cultivation of virtues like sincerity and loyalty. Mortals are guided toward making moral choices and choosing to do the will of God, which ultimately leads to spiritual growth. All right, here's number 5, the transporters, which in my mind are the Dalaride seraphim that are responsible for interplanetary travel within the local systems. They transport individuals, including ascending mortals, between planets and system capitals. They do not return mortals to their home planet once they begin their spiritual journey, ensuring that ascension is a one-way progression. Fun fact, the false interpretation that angels have wings is explained in the following passage, located in 39:5.12.
The erroneous idea that angels possess wings is not wholly due to olden notions that they must have wings to fly through the air. Human beings have sometimes been permitted to observe seraphim that were being prepared for transport service. And the traditions of these experiences have largely determined the Urantian concept of angels. And observing a transport seraphim being made ready to receive a passenger for interplanetary transit, there may be seen what are apparently double sets of wings extending from the head to the foot of the angel. In reality, these wings are energy insulators, friction shields.
All right, number 6, the recorders, which are seraphim that maintain the records of the local universe systems. Their work involves overseeing the threefold record system, which includes the material, morantial, and spiritual archives. Ascending mortals, along with their higher beings, consult these records for guidance and understanding of their spiritual journey. And the last one, here we go. The reserves, which consist of a reserve corps of seraphim that spend their time engaging with newly arriving ascending mortals, offering companionship and guidance. These seraphim are well-traveled and experienced, providing a source of friendship and wisdom for the newly arrived inhabitants of the system capital. Their interactions make the system capital a welcoming place for all ascending mortals. Conclusion. Angels, or seraphim, if you prefer the term, represent a massive hierarchy of divine entities with a vast list of duties and responsibilities that makes its way all the way back to the eternal Isle of Paradise. Now, obviously, one order of angels can be much different than another order of individuals. And these divine differences appear to coincide with both who and when they were created, being more related to the original source as we travel to the original Paradise Trinity. With that said, we hear many references to the titled Archangel Michael in the Holy Bible, such as in Daniel 10:13, who described him as
one of the chief princes.
In Jude 1:9, when Michael refuses to condemn Caligastia for slandering Moses, and of course in Revelation 12:7-12, when we see Michael being victorious over Satan, which again, according to the Urantia Book, has already happened. However, for those of you that follow the Urantia Book, I'm sure you have already connected the dots as to who Michael truly is in these stories. If you're unsure, let me pose a heredity question to you. If our highest local angel, Gabriel, is the son of Jesus Christ Michael and our universe mother spirit, ... then what does that make Jesus? I would imagine that would make our planetary prince the angel of our local universe. I will see you on the next video.